for joining us today.
Yeah. I don't remember what happened last week. Did I have somebody in to substitute? I can't remember.
No, you were here.
Maybe. I think that was the day I
No, you were with us.
I was flying to Argentina, I think.
You were flying the next.
Was
You were
that
flying the
correct?
next day to Argentina. So
Okay, so I was with you.
yes,
I can't keep track. So we have Nitai Priya's with us as well. Hare Krishna. And it's their Thanksgiving Day weekend over there, Nitai Priya. So that's
Well, happy
in the States.
Thanksgiving and sad colonization day, I guess. Wah, wah.
Oh, oh God,
Sorry, I'm
Hare
being a
Krishna.
Debbie Downer.
Well, okay, I guess we should get started and we'll see who's, just to let the devotees in Florida know that we'll work out some kind of schedule for early January. That's when we're planning to come, which is my usual time for going there. And be happy to wrestle with the alligators over there. Horrible. Okay, so let's get started then. Everyone together. Namo Om Vishnuvadaya Krishvashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Tanamane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschachati Shatharine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadashiva Shri Gaura Bhakta Brinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Good. And we'll turn to page 1 from Bhagavad Gita as it is. And we'll just recite after me. Om Jnanatimirandasya
Om Ajnanatimirandasya
Jnananjana Shalakaya
Jnananjana Shalakaya
Chakshur Unmilitam Yena
Chakshurunmilitam Yena
Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
I was born in the darkest ignorance.
I was born in the darkest ignorance.
And my spiritual master opened my eyes
My spiritual master opened my eyes
with the torch of knowledge.
with the torch of
knowledge.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto him.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto him.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hi.
Okay, you know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to switch over to the next room. And why? Because they just put some floor, what do you call it, stain on the floor in the next room. And I'm getting intoxicated. So I won't have a good sleep. I'm going to change locations just next door. At least it's good to let you know we're making some improvements in our building. And I think that one of the most beautiful things to have happen in your house or your temple is to keep the building nice, restore the building. So I'll just be with you shortly. And I'm just going to do the pot paper that's very stinky. Well, up in there, I could grab the shelves first. Okay, here we are. Everyone can see me okay?
yes, Maharaj.
Maharaj.
How do you like the wall colors?
It's very bright and yellow and happy.
Well, it is. It's kind of a lemony color. And it's a little different from what we used to have. We arranged to have a nice Murti of Krishna here. I'm just showing you. Yeah. Pictures of Prabhupada. Sita and Ram. And Prabhupada, this was done when he was here in 1978. It was done here. Another one done by a god sister, a print. And here I am. And I have my little Ganesh here. I hope you can see. And I have a didgeridoo. Woo, woo, woo.
Wow.
And I'll show you one highlight of this sort of an incredible highlight.
It's a very pretty room.
Oh.
Oh, some lighting effect.
Yeah, well, it's a water fountain, is what it is.
Oh, wow.
So I can hear that in the night. And it's supposed to help your sleeping, you know.
Nice.
Okay. Just wanted to show off the newer room. And that's where I sleep.
Oh, nice, Maharaj.
This is the bedroom where Prabhupada slept when he came. And we had these colors for him at that time. And so we brought it back to what it was originally. Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Sorry to distract you all.
No distraction.
Okay. Vaishnavi, can you let us know where we're left off from last week?
Starting from 2.4.
2.4. Wonderful. This is a real good section of the Bhagavad Gita. Okay, here we go.
Oh, no.
Arjuna speaks, which is great. You know why it's so nice?
Maharaj,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
God.
It is 2.3, Maharaj.
2.3. Okay. 2.3. Just allow me a minute to fix my stand here. Okay, 2.3 it is. Hare Krishna. Klaibyang ma sagamam parata naita tabyapapadyate Sudram Hridaya Dhurbulyang Chakto Twista Parantapa. O son of Pritha, do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. And the purport, we can manage, I think, about 4 people with 2 sentences each. Okay, nice and slow and very clear. All right.
Okay. Now Yavana Dasi, Vasanta, Nita Priya, and myself.
All right.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Purport. Arjuna was addressed as the son of Pritha, who happened to be the sister of Krishna's father Vasudeva. Therefore, Arjuna had a blood relationship with Krishna. 2 sentences are done.
Thank you. Very good.
If the son of Kshatriya declines to fight, he is a Kshatriya in name only. And if the son of Brahmana acts impious, he is a Brahmana in name only.
Nice.
Such kshatriyas and brahmins are unworthy sons of their fathers. Therefore, Krishna did not want Arjuna to become an unworthy son of a kshatriya. Arjuna was the most intimate friend of Krishna, and Krishna was directly guiding him on the chariot. But in spite of all these credits, if Arjuna abandoned the battle, he would be committing an infamous act.
Therefore, Krishna said that such an attitude in Arjuna did not fit his personality. Arjuna might argue that he would give up the battle on the grounds of his magnanimous attitude for the most respectable Bhishma and his relatives, but Krishna considered that sort of magnanimity mere weakness of heart. Such false magnanimity was not approved by any authority. Therefore, such magnanimity or so-called non-violence should be given up by persons like Arjuna under the direct guidance of Krishna.
So we saw that Vaishnavi was very magnanimous in reading a little extra there. Okay, good. Jai Namo Vishwadaya Svastai Bhutale Sarimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Pranamani. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Vicharini. Anybody Paschacharya Shatharini. Okay, great. Yeah, so we're starting chapter 2, contents of the Gita summarized. It gets very interesting here. I mean, it already was. Chapter 1 sets the scene. We're introduced to a lot of different Kshatriyas and warriors, people of outstanding, let's say, heroism in the past. Unfortunately, some of them took to the wrong side, but now Krishna's responding to Arjuna's refusal to go forward. And already Krishna's made some remarks. You know, come on, get with it. What's the matter with you? You're a Kshatriya. How are you coming to this point of being impotent and giving up your heroism? So that's the thrust of this. So we're going to, and the next time we get together, maybe even today, we'll hear about how Arjuna is responding, how he's going to try to back up and gain support for his, he has to explain himself why he's declining to fight. So Krishna's getting pretty strong here. When Prabhupada talks about anger, which he does, he mentions that this is one of the places where God gets angry. Okay. And he's angry with his devotee, Arjuna, for misbehaving and, let's say, taking a weak position. I think overall, we can just say when we refuse to do what we're supposed to do on any project for that matter, then it shows a weakness, whether it's a refusal to do it once one is committed, or whether one is delaying or doing procrastination. These are all signs of weakness because they are signs of tamagun. And it also shows a sense of whimsy, being very whimsical and not sticking to the commitment that one has made. So I think that's what Krishna doesn't like to see. And when Prabhupada does talk about anger, he cites some examples. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was angry with Jagai and Madai, especially for Madai, for physically harming Nityananda, that showed anger. Also, Prabhupada talks about when Hanuman is angry because Sita was being abducted, abused, taken away, and he voiced himself. We know that Ramachandra also did that right in front of Lakshman. So those are two cases where samples of anger were displayed. Now, here's another example that Prabhupada points out. Krishna was angry with Arjuna, and he basically came out and said very clearly, "You're fool number one." So he was insulting him, and it was a little bit of a shake-up, and that's sometimes necessary when one shows signs of weakness, when indeed strength is to be demonstrated. Right? When they're misbehaving, or if you're working with a battalion somewhere in the middle of war, and there has to be some assertiveness coming from the commander in chief, and you can basically follow the rules. The one boy, his name was Bala Gopal, and he joined our temple here in Toronto some years ago. He spent a little time with the forces. I think it was a Canadian, maybe even American forces, I'm not sure. But he said they have a shloka. They have a verse over there that they say, there's a lead in the army, lead, follow, or get out of the way. And it just looks like Arjun didn't want to take the lead, which was his lead in the beginning. You see, this is where it gets really interesting. it was his lead, let's go. And he was pressing his older brother, Yudhishthira, for quite a long time. Let's go and get those Kauravas and deal with them because of the abuses they've shown towards us. And of course, Krishna wants that assertiveness too. Krishna wanted Yudhishthira to rule. He wanted this war now to take place only because there was no alternative. Krishna wanted assertiveness. He wanted, for everyone to take a clear stand and against adharma, against abusive. Well, Draupadi is one, and so many other instances that took place. When you line up these, the six, what will they call 6 offenses? And they're like an ongoing basis. You can actually see, well, it is really time to shake up the world a little bit and make some firm decisions. If leaders persist to be, just let nonsense go on, it means they're not doing their job. I hope you're with me on that one. A lot of good stuff is here. What Kshatriyas are supposed to do, what Brahminical people are supposed to do. We call that Brahma Bandhu. That refers to a person who's supposed to act like a Brahmin, but he's only a Brahmin by association. The person who was called Brahma Bandhu, and it was expressed in a derogatory way, was Ashvatthama. Ashvatthama had killed the 5 sleeping sons of Draupadi and the Pandavas, the Arjun, sleeping sons, and that was considered to be, what shall I say, just way beyond immorality, and one is up for court martial if one does these kind of things. Anyways, it was called a Brahma Bandhu. That means your father, Drona, had taken the position of being a Brahmin, but you're not acting like one. You're only a Brahmin by name, only by affiliation with your father, but you just don't carry the spirit, the mood, and the heart of a Brahmin. Yeah. So those are just some points. There's a lot of good stuff in here, but Krishna's being a little strong with Arjuna, and I think sometimes we can also feel that in the way that Krishna deals with us sometimes. Perhaps sometimes when you're in the temple, you're looking at the deity, and sometimes Krishna's got this sweet smile on you. I'm sure you've experienced that before. But sometimes there's a little bit of a sternness in him that you pick up on his face. It means he's not approving of something of what you're doing or not doing, So Krishna's very, we can be very perceptive like that, and picking up on what is Krishna's attitude. So he's saying, don't be weak. Don't have this petty weakness of heart. He says, don't go down, just go up, arise. This Dr. Frawley, he has quite an indologist, I guess you could say he's real, Vedic kind of guy. And he wrote a book, Arise Arjun. His book is all about look what's going on around us in this world. And his address was to everybody, wake up. You don't know what's going on around, in your back, and behind the scenes. Wake up, be aware of what's going on, and then, act accordingly. So it's the same kind of mood. Arise, Arjun. And then the word that I think is significant here, because especially in the beginning of the Gita, many names are used to poetically describe the person we're talking about. So here, this is the word, the final word, paramtapa, chastiser of the enemies. Krishna's reminding him that, you really have to, take up some arms against the injustices that are occurring. Okay, so Peruse, any comments or questions, reflections you may have?
Just very grateful for this verse and for your purport upon the purport. Thank you, Maharaj.
Well, thank you. Thank you. You know, I think it's very nice to be, it's always great to be comfortable and throw peace signs around and say everything is good, you're good, I'm good. But that doesn't always apply. There's a lot of nonsense going on, and activities that go beyond what is dignified lifestyles. So something has to happen here. Somebody has to become a little assertive and set things right. The things that people get away with, you know, prison sentences are a big joke. People get a slap on the wrist for wrong things done, and just a few decades ago, if you stole a loaf of bread, and you'll be in prison for a while just for that. Now it's like, a little snap. That's what some people need. That's the language they'll understand, And if it's just too light, if the consequences are too light, people will take advantage of it like anything. And this is where I think society is going very often the wrong direction. So when God gets a little bit firm, I think that it shakes us up a little bit, and it's a little bit of a divine scare, and it's okay. And I think it's necessary. Thank you. Oh, Haripad, happy Thanksgiving.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, my obeisances at your lotus feet. Happy Thanksgiving. 6-hour kirtan is going on, and I sang for 15 minutes. Simultaneous harmonium and singing. I'm a novice, so I sing at like 2:30 when the congregation is asleep, and then
Beautiful.
at 6:30
yes, sir,
the heavyweights sing.
Good. Yeah, we're looking at verse 3 from chapter 2 of the Gita, contents of the Gita summarized. Yes.
Okay.
Good. And I think assertively, we also need to do kirtan, more kirtan.
Yes.
Less crazy
Thank you,
music.
Yes. But street kirtan, I'm usually number one, Maharaj, because I'm the only one of the few people who go to the street. Like you and me, you went, you came with me. And then you did, or rather, I should say, I came with you, and you just were a magnet, Maharaj. The whole of the town was attracted to you. You remember you spoke to that Jewish gentleman? I think you do so many, so it's hard for you to remember. You do in every town, every village.
I remember
right?
speaking to a Hindu lady there.
Yes, so many.
I remember, we're off topic right now, but I remember, wasn't there a hawk that attacked another bird?
Yes, that we went 2 times. Yes,
right,
yes,
plucking away at him and all the feathers. It was so hard to see.
yes. It is.
Okay.
It is.
So going back to the verse, then we just ask anybody for further reflections on the situation that Krishna's taking here. Personally, I like it when God puts his foot down, and he needs to do that from time to time. As much as we hear that Krishna is a God of love, we also need to hear that he is, he has to be very, very firm in some of the position that he's taking. It's really important, right? And those of us who are representatives of Krishna also have to take that stance from time to time. Yes. Okay, great. So anybody else? Okay, wow, it's really quiet these days.
Maharaj, this is verse 3, right, Maharaj? Verse 3, Bhagavad Gita, 2.3.
That's right. Yes.
I actually have I guess I should say it's a topic we can discuss, Maharaj. Like our dear Madan Gopal, in New Jersey,
Yes.
he wrote a
Yes.
very nice article. I thought it was quite nice. It's a little bit of it had some political. I would say political, a little bit of. I'll send it to you. It came on ISKCON News, Maharaj, and he quoted Prabhupada so many times in that article. And the reason I'm bringing that up is here in this verse, it says, that seniors should not be offered a fight or something like, what is it? Sorry. It is, it says seniors or,
where are you looking at the purport?
yes, 2.3, it says seniors should not even be offered a verbal argument or something. Such says, if a man says magnanimous, but seniors unworthy of their fathers. Yeah, it says, Maharaj, that, well, maybe it's the previous verse. So anyway, I shared that verse, and it caused quite a stir in our Shastra study group, in this group, Maharaj. So, but
Yeah, we're talking about unworthy sons of fathers, we were citing an example before you got on Ashvatthama, for instance, as an example of that. And Krishna is saying he didn't want to bring shame to the name of the family. So therefore, you have to be careful of what you do. It's like it's not about you. I'm deciding I'm going to retreat
right.
from the battle. It's how is that going to affect your family, the clan? That
Mhm.
had its name and a clan that's been honored, and we should never be in a position to dishonor, but rather to honor, and do nothing but feel a sense of pride for what the family has done. And so don't bring shame suddenly, because that shame can carry through for many generations.
Mhm.
And it's actually considered a great injustice. Yeah. So
Maharaj,
upholding
please,
the
I have a question.
values.
Sorry. I have a question. Pardon my ignorance. I know Ashwatthama did something very dishonorable, right? Was that what was it he did? He killed whom?
The
The
sleeping
son,
sons of the Pandavas.
the sons of the Pandavas, right? Yes.
Yeah.
In a very
when they were sleeping.
yes, when they were sleeping.
Yeah.
So it
He
was.
got the idea. Ashwatthama, he was so full of anger. He got the idea. He saw some birds were perched in the nighttime. They were asleep. And
Okay.
another flock of birds came in during their sleep, and they just attacked them while they were not attentive, in their having their sleep.
Okay.
And so he took that as a sign. That's the strategy I should use,
Okay.
But it goes so much against the codes of conduct for
Right.
Kshatriyas, especially at
Right.
that time. You were not even supposed to hide behind, trees and rocks. You're supposed to come on full force head on. You were not supposed to hide like that. That was dishonorable. Or if an opponent lost his weapon that fell out of his hand, you're not supposed to attack at that point in time. You know? So they had very strict rules and regulations.
Correct.
You read the Mahabharata, and as you go through that time when is Abhimanyu broke through the Vyuha, the battle formation.
Chakra. Yeah, right.
And he was so heroic. He was just basically a young boy, and he was just humiliating everybody, you know. And then they felt so infuriated, they came up and ganged up on him to the point where he lost his weapons. He was standing there defenseless, and they all just ganged up on him. All these so-called people of some kind of honor, and that was when the rules were broken, the codes were let's say not respected, and that's when all hell broke loose from that point on. And we know how Arjuna reacted. Arjuna, who's the father, he reacted to that, and he got very riled up about that, you know, that these codes were lost. You know, Jayadratha was the big enemy there, and then he said, before the sun goes down, I'm going to bring him down. You know, he had that kind of spirit. In our own sadhana, I think that when it comes to our own sadhana, we have to be think like a Kshatriya, a warrior. We have to get it done. We have to do it nice. When it comes to dealing with people, we have to be like a Kshatriya in the sense of showing honor and respect to others, unless, of course, they're doing something wrong, you know, doing something vile and wicked, you know. So, you know, this is totally relatable. We are expected to be a warrior, you know, more on a subtle level. We have to battle our own little demons within. That's the first major war, you know. And if people outside of your own existence act up and become some kind of upstarts, then we may have to also deal with that. And first way to deal with any wrongdoings that you see, that you observe, is you argue the point. You say this is wrong, this is against our, and if then that doesn't fail, then you have to send the dogs on them. Let's say the police force, you know. But you try to avoid those difficult things in all circumstances. Guy Goder, we don't see you. We need to see you in the screen. Yes, we need to see you. Yes, beautiful. Okay, good. Any other comments and questions, please, on this verse? You know, we all have to be like, who can say, Prince Arthur or something. Would be like Joan of Arc, or just some kind of, you know, warrior when it comes to our own sadhana, our own spiritual commitments, and definitely, you know, tackle that first, and help others who are showing some level of weakness. Yes.
Maharaj, I have a comment.
We
Even when you asked Yugal Kishore Prabhu to give the class last week, I think, or maybe the week before, and you know, we were reading, of course, chapter 2 at that time, chapter 1 at the time, the ending of that. And even then, I think he basically kind of agreed with me, Maharaj, that this present situation, the war, like here, Krishna is saying that, you know, if you're a Kshatriya, you have to get up and fight. That's, you know, and I think the Western world is not realizing that, Maharaj, against Russia. I think it's like, you know, it is definitely like a analogical situation right now in the world between Ukraine and Russia, exactly like Kurukshetra, Maharaj, because, you know, it's such a small little country and they want to be independent. And actually, Maharaj, I did quite a bit of historical research on this. Ukraine is much older civilization than even Russia. Like when Ukraine was a city, Moscow was a village. You can research it yourself, and you know, you will see the same thing. And what I don't like is that India is like ambivalent, you know. it's half a leg in this
Well,
cap
why
and
don't we
half a
look at
leg.
America? Why don't we look at where
Yeah,
you live?
yes, Maharaj,
You know,
America
people
too.
are hard on each other. It's almost like a civil war. There's all kinds
Yes,
of hate and so much polarization
yes,
and crime on each other within the household.
yeah. There is a
You know,
lot of
if you
crime.
want to
Yes,
be like a little bit of a brute, you can show your brutality to the unjust people that are out there.
exactly.
You know,
Yes.
and I hate to say this, but he was wise. We don't like all of his quotes, misunderstood. I would say that. But he said, if you are dealing with some, vile, wicked people, you have to think like them, and you have to, you adopt their mentality in order to overcome them. You can't be just Mr. Sweetie Pie. Enough is enough with all this, trying to be kind of nice and uh, with certain circumstances. You have to really wake up. First of all, wake up, see what's going on around you. And you can see there's all kinds of abuse going on, all kinds of, let's say, people being abused at all kinds of levels when it comes to the sex industry, when it comes to children, women, and boys and girls and boys. It's totally unthinkable that it could come to this level, in our own country, in the so-called wonderful West, which is
Yeah.
really the wild, wild West, I think,
Right.
So
I agree, Maharaj.
we can't even, use muscle on your own people. You got to use it identify the real enemy. Of course, the real enemy is more within. But since there's lack of training on how to be self-disciplinarian, therefore you're going to, whatever, let's say, anger you have pent up inside, you're going to use it on somebody else. Sometimes your best friends, your next door neighbor. Yeah. The problem that people have right now, there's a misidentification on who is the real enemy. It's more within.
Yes.
Starts there.
Yes, Maharaj, very true.
And there's so much confusion out there. It's just, I love the good old moral values of the past. What can I say? Good. We love to hear from you, Haripad. Is there anybody else now who has something that they would like to add to this? Okay. To our discussion on this matter. I know Nita Priya's got her hand up permanently, and so I'm not sure what that means. Sorry to joke about that once again.
That's okay. I'm sorry that it's the image. I just use it for my music career and the students and the various
Okay, that's okay.
So unfortunately, it bleeds into devotee life, but it's trying to be devotional.
Yeah, it's trying to be blessings. It's a cast of blessings. That's what's coming our way. Prabhu's, anything else? Then let's go to 4. Okay, 4. Let's move along. Okay, someone to pick the Sanskrit, someone do the English, and we'll if there's anybody else had a chance to read, go ahead. So in the purport, we can have 2 people read there. All right, 4 people. Is that okay, Vaishnavi?
Yeah. I can
Can you
read
line up?
Sanskrit, Mataji.
Go ahead, please.
2.4. Arjuna Vacha Khatam Bhishmam Aham Sankhe Dronam Cha Madhusudana Isubhi Pratiyotsyami Pujarva Arisudana. Translation. Arjuna said, O killer of enemies, O killer of Madhu, how can I counterattack with arrows in battle men like Bhishma and Drona who are worthy of my worship? Next person.
So you did both the Sanskrit and the English. You're a nectar hound. Okay, purport.
Avayavana and Vasantha, Nitai Priya, and then myself.
It's a short purport.
Okay. Hare Krishna. purpose.
Go
For
ahead.
respectable, if they attack, should I stop? Okay, even if they attack, they should not be counter-attacked. Should I continue? It is general.
I'm sorry, I didn't even hear the first verse, the first sentence.
Something was.
Okay, not okay. I'll repeat it again. Respectable superiors like Bhishma, the grandfather, and Dronacharya, the teachers are always worshipable. Even if they attack, they should not be counter-attacked. It is general etiquette that superiors are not to be offered even a verbal fight, even if they are sometimes
Well,
harsh
wait
in
a minute, but we
behavior.
have to give a chance to the others to read as well, okay?
Yes, that's what I'm waiting. Yeah, okay, yeah.
You just stick to two
So,
sentences, okay. The
Vas-
next person?
Vasanta?
Even if they are sometimes harsh in behavior, they should not be harshly treated. Then how is it possible for Arjuna to counterattack them? Would Krishna ever attack his own grandfather, Ugrasena? Or his teacher? Go up? Or his teacher, Sandipani?
Sandipani.
These were some of the arguments offered by Arjuna to Krishna.
Okay, great. There's a bit of choppiness there. Thank you very much. So these are arguments. This is a cliffhanger, right? It's a cliffhanger as to what should be done. Krishna's clearly saying one thing, and the argument here is saying something else. Krishna's saying, go out there. These are the enemies. Fight. And yet the general etiquette is that even if seniors, say something to you or that is might be counterproductive. You have to be very careful how you deal with them. I will tell you something personally that happens in my travels. In some of the places where I go to, many of the temples are, let's say, not addressing the succession issues, that there's a need to have a next generation succeed the older generation. In fact, in some places, the senior mature devotees are very content with the way things are, and they don't want to change anything or be open and receptive to new ideas. So then the yatra suffers somewhat because there are some sincere, good ideas and concepts that a younger generation has. They're seeing things from a different angle. So in an attempt to maybe change things a little bit, a younger group, maybe 10 years or 20 years younger, says, how about if we try this and that and that and this and that? And then an older group will sometimes just say, that is the ones who have been in command for a long time. They say, no, you're in my, their responses are really a little bit disappointing. You don't know anything. I'm a Prabhupada disciple, or, I was here for 40 years, 30 years, whatever. And, you guys don't really know anything. Some condescending remarks sometimes come from the older generation. And then my question, or the reason why we're left with a little bit of a puzzle at the end, is, should we let that, should we live with that? Should we just accept, well, this is the way it is, and I'll just be respectful, and I'll not bother to get involved, then I'll step away. So this is the question, and I'm going to pose it to you, Prabhus, to understand your brilliance and see it come through. What would you say to something like that? I've seen that happen a lot of times, and yet in those communities where it's a nice blend of the old and the new, right? The rich blood of the old, and then the rich blood, new blood coming in, and the beautiful mix. I see that they tend to flourish, they thrive. I was just wondering if we get some comments on that. With the respect of the topic here, you're not supposed to,
Yeah.
like some people have been, let's say, very grandfathered into their roles, and everything's been running for at some kind of level of maintenance. But then there's also a need for growth and fresh ideas, and which you cannot ignore. So, just that's the best question I'm posing to you all, because it's a reality. It does go on, and in some branches of ISKCON, they suffer, and in some places where they are a little bit more accommodating, where the elders will actually listen to what a new generation has to say. At least listen. They may not accept, but they listen. I went through a whole ordeal with that in one of the countries I go to. We got all the senior devotees. I'm not even a GDC there, but get all but because I work with the young people and the old people, we got them all together, and that was a beautiful experience. I'll just tell you what the result was, and that it was a nice experience that for the two groups to hear each other. Unfortunately, nothing changed after that. It was almost like we just went through a nice exercise, but nothing was gained from it in terms of putting things into the world of action. Yeah, some comments on that, and we're open to hear from any one of you, please.
I have a short comment, Maharaj.
Okay.
If I don't know, I don't want to steal other people's time, so please, others, if you want to. So I think
you're
it's
very generous with your.
Thank you, Maharaj. So I think it's going nicely, Maharaj. For example, in our temple, I can see that the senior management, they're getting older and they've given leadership opportunity. I mean, even I was offered, but I'm too busy in Maya, with my office work. And but my wife, as you know, Sandamini, she's doing quite a bit here. I mean, especially she's very sociable person, and she's extremely extrovert, and her memory is like amazing. So she has taken fundraising, and she's doing quite a bit. And I see many other younger people step up. But I do my part. I mean, I do a lot of outdoor work and all that. So I think it's going well here, Maharaj. Like this. It is general etiquette that superiors are not to be offered even a verbal fight. Even if they're sometimes harsh in behavior, they should not be harshly treated. I remember, Maharaj, when I first came here to Jersey. I mean, I came here 6 years ago, but when I started attending the Sunday feast, I asked one young devotee was giving class, very young devotee, and I asked him so many aggressive questions. And then right in the Sunday feast at the end of the lecture, and then the temple president, Neelamani Prabhu, took me down to the kitchen. He was like so hard. He said, please don't do this again. He's a young devotee. There's 150 people. You have to be very soft with them. And I said, okay, sorry, Maharaj. And after that, I was very careful.
Well,
This
I think
was
what you had to say is good for all of us to hear, because although you were a senior, as opposed to the addressing that younger devotee, someone also who's senior in the senior category took you to the side and help you to see from a different point of view. I think that was a nice reaction. So partially answer the question that I have here about how do you deal with seniors who are kind of stuck in the mud sometimes. Yeah.
Right.
And at the same time, still respect. Somebody like Neelamani, who's a temple president, he could have been there. Hey, wait a minute. No, I object to what you're saying. He can make a big scene about it right in front of the 150 people, but
yes,
he didn't do that. He just chose to do it in a different way. And as a follow-up, though, something can be done in a really smart way at a future class, how to settle the minds of other people who might have been a little disturbed or something.
Right.
Good. That's great. Thanks for your contribution. Anybody else has something to add?
Hi, Maharaj. I think psychologically, people's, especially when people get, well, I guess just any people, not especially when people get older, young people too, but I feel like people are just naturally a bit defensive. And so sometimes if we come into it and say, oh, you know, we need some new energy in here, that might get people's defenses up. So I was just thinking if we can approach it in the way where instead they have an opportunity to be more compassionate to the younger people and just say, look, imagine that one day you know, we don't have any guarantee, and say, you know, some people leave their bodies, and all of a sudden you've got all of these young people that have no idea what to do. Deity worship is going to go down the tube. I mean, you know, this is maybe an exaggeration, but you know, if people aren't trained up, and you know, the treasury and all of these things, and it's going to affect the temple. So that's a big burden to put on the young people to just get them to sink or swim. So let's show them some compassion and show them some extra love, and then maybe it feels more empowering to the older people as opposed to, hey, you're not cutting the mustard anymore.
Beautiful. Very nice. Thank you. That's the kind of thing we like to hear. Very nice. Good. Anybody else share some thoughts on this matter? Because it's a real issue, you know. Always has been. I'll just put it simply, that most of the thematic stories that are out there in the Bhagavatam are about succession. Almost every new story that comes in there. Who's going to succeed? We're talking about some worthy, honorable monarch, and he did a great job. Everybody loves him. You know, there's some exceptions, of course. But then now it's time to change. So the monarch makes an attempt to have, you know, some heirs to the throne, but doesn't always work. And sometimes, even as we know too, there's expectations that the children will take over your business, but they don't. You know, so, but in the Bhagavatam, the themes are very common. Who's going to succeed? And for that, you know, what's interesting, sometimes a child is born that's like a child prodigy, or maybe it's even an avatar. And usually it involves the participation of a great sadhu or swami or monk who comes around to help bless the situation. So that's another thing to consider too, when you're kind of like stuck, you know, with this, you know, a deadlock between this generation and that generation. Sometimes somebody has to come in and not just bring some sweet rice, some pizza, and make everyone feel good, but just a nice dialogue to help everybody understand that we've got to share here. Everyone's got some gifts, some good ideas. Yeah. Thank you, Nitai Priya. That was great. Somebody else, some thoughts on this? We only have 5 minutes left, so I think this is valuable time. You know, it is a current problem within many of our centers in ISKCON. So your thoughts on this are really appreciated. Well, you know, I'll share something else with you. It was, I had got together with some of our junior devotees here in Toronto, this about 25 years ago. And I said, you know, you guys are going to have to take over. And it came like a shock, you know, like Radha Bhakti, Nitai Priya knows I'm talking about, Sabya Sachin. I said, you guys are going to have to take over. So then we had a second follow-up meeting on that. And the one boy, Sabya Sachin, who spoke, he came with his, you know, clothes from work. And he did something that was theatrically kind of fun. He was just talking along, saying, "Yeah, this too. Like you reminded us, Maharaj. We have to start thinking about taking over, and what are the steps that are needed to make that happen." And while he was talking,
Guru Maharaj.
he took off his suit jack, took it off, and then he started taking off his shirt right in front of him. And under it was his kurta. And then after that, he took off his pants, and under it was the dhoti. And I thought visually it was so, he got the idea. You have to become, you know, you know what I mean? To say, yeah, we're going to have to do things that you've been doing for us for so long, So kind of like he was saying, I'm ready. Here we
Maharaj,
are.
this is in Toronto?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is hilarious. This should be in ISKCON News, Maharaj. This should be in a nice way. I mean, this is hilarious. And who
Hare
was
Hare Krishna
the
Maharaj.
who
Happy
was the
Thanksgiving,
His name
Maharaj.
is Haribol Sandavaniya. Nice. We're having a great discussion.
who was the
Yeah,
devotee, Maharaj?
his name is Savya Sachin. Yeah.
Savya Sachin. Okay, he's your disciple?
Well, he's Prabhupada's man, okay? Let's put
Okay.
it that way.
Okay. Savya Sachin. Oh my God.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He was my leading man in many of the plays we did in the past, and he was always pretty good.
Okay.
And he's a good talker, and he's been very helpful. Any other thoughts, Prabhu's, on this?
Maharaj, there's only 2
minutes.
minutes left. I just have a question for you, which is very important. So, first of all, thank you to you and your GBCs there for giving Balaram Prabhu, our very honorable priest, a position in one of the temples. He's coming to Hudson Bay or Thunder Bay? Thunder Bay. So it's supposed to be extremely cold. I'm supposed to bring him there in January, Maharaj. So I am not. How should I prepare for it? I mean, I'm supposed to drive in there.
Yeah, that's a big job. Well, I don't know. You have to look at the routes. You might consider going through Minnesota.
Okay, and then I will need 4-wheel drive, right? In case there's a heavy snowstorm, at a minimum, right? I need
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that you might get that. That's right. Yeah. Well, it's not the coldest area, but it'll be winter. Winter really kicks in. More so, it really kicks in. Already you'll have winter up there in December, but here, like in Toronto, it doesn't really kick in until right after New Year's. But be ready for it.
Right, I
ready
better
for it.
like I take extra gloves, extra head cap, hand warmers and stuff, because it's in January and I'm supposed to drop him there and get him kind of settled and drive back.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like winter. You're in New Jersey. You got winter. It's, they have winter there. It just stretches out a little longer.
Okay. Yeah, it's not that bad, actually. That's what I told him. But the temperature
Just tell him the scenery is beautiful.
Yeah, he's very nice. He's strong, Maharaj. He's physically very strong and is mentally strong. And by your mercy, Maharaj,
Well, thank you.
So I'll be coming to Thunder Bay in
we got a
January.
good man.
Yes, he is very good. Thank you for arranging.
Anybody who wants to come up to visit Canada, in Amethyst, there's a lot of white birch trees. There's the deepest, biggest lake in the world there, freshwater. You've got amethyst mines all over the place. You can look it up if you don't know what that is, amethyst. And the air is clean, the water's clean. It's like, there's so many good, it's got many good things going for it. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Arjun Saka. You joined us just now. Thank you. Better late than never. Okay, any other comments? Finally, on the succession, I mean, we really don't have much time left, but I think it was but we were left at a cliffhanger here with Srila Prabhupada's purport, really, and we'll see what is yet to come for the next meeting, which will be next week. I'll most likely be in, let's see, I'll be in Toronto, most likely, yeah. Okay, great. Okay, I just want to let everybody know, Arjuna here he's a good at the top, Arjun Saka, good candidate. He's running the youth program there in Edmonton. He's a good man for the future. Haripat and Sandamani have two wonderful young men who are Krishna conscious, who can be fabulous leaders for us in the future, And so we've got some other examples there, and of course, Vaishnavi, she's got two amazing young boys as well. So we got young boys, young girls, very smart, really bright, super wonderful. We got the best kids. We have got the best children. And if we just play our cards right, we just treat that younger group well, they'll be happy to take up this position of being some kind of leader in our society. They'll be happy to. They will be. And we just don't want them to get burned out. It has to be a shared responsibility, but we should encourage them towards this. Encourage them to just do a little bit of jump every day and don't get too hard on anybody. Just let them experience the joy of it first of all. All right. I hope you all agree with me on those.
Yes, Maharaj, definitely.
Hare Krishna. So thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Maharaj. I saw your pictures from
Jai.
Argentina. It's
great to be
wonderful to
with
see
you.
you in Argentina, Maharaj. Welcome back. And
Oh, yeah. Yeah, in Argentina, we had a great time.
yeah, thank you
They
so
had me
much.
do the grand finale of the kirtans there, so we had a lot of fun. Okay,
Hare
Jai.
Krishna,
Bol,
Maharaj.
Srila
Mother
Prabhupada
Isha
Maharaj.
Upanishad wanted to say
Jai.
her pranams to you. She's just recovering from a big surgery. I was just there in Cleveland with her, Maharaj, for 4
Who was
days.
that?
Isha
I'm
Upanishad.
sorry, I didn't catch the name.
Mother Isha Upanishad.
Isopanishad.
Isha
Oh,
Upanishad.
Ishtapanishad. Oh, God, what a great lady.
She was she had surgery, Maharaj, and what
Let's give
happened
her a round
was
of
that got a little bit complicated, Maharaj, and so she had to go another surgery. And so I
I
just
see.
went, Maharaj, to
I
be with
see.
her for 4 days, so just so that I can help her. And then it was such
Oh,
a beautiful.
well, I offer my prayers to her. And I was just going to say, please have her join us on the call when she's better. Okay.
Thank you,
She's,
Maharaj.
she's, she's a blast. She's like a riot, if I could use that term. She's so much fun to be with.
Mary Poppins. Yes, Maharaj. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha
ऋभ्यश्च
कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च
कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः.
नमः.
Namo Namaha. My obeisances at your lotus feet, Maharaj. Thank you, devotees. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.
Stay safe, stay warm. Hari Hari Bol. Take care, everybody.
Hare Krishna. Happy Thanksgiving.